Hello, everybody, and welcome to the special edition of the I Told You Show, January 20th, 2025, Inauguration Day for President Trump. And we're going to talk about some pardoning done by Biden that might not be as serious as people are thinking. In the studio with me today is Chrissy. How are you today, Chrissy?
Hey guys, how are you doing? Doing good.
Oh, this is a big day, don't you think?
You know, the day that he was voted in was the day that I had financial freedom and I could actually breathe. So I've just
Voted
been
in, not
waiting.
today. Voted
No,
in.
voted in. Back in November, I felt the financial freedom when you walked outside, didn't you? I
Oh,
did.
it was a whole different
It was,
atmosphere.
it was, and he just saved TikTok. He just saved TikTok. I mean, we were out of it for what, 15 hours? I think it was. My son was
Roughly.
going nuts after 15 minutes, and even I was a little bored. I'm not going to lie. How does that man come on and flip the switch and within a few hours makes
and not
magic
even
happen?
and not even president yet.
And he's not even the president.
Yeah.
Imagine what he's going to do today when he signs all those orders.
Oh, well, one of the big things that we heard about is that if you were a military a
Yeah.
military person, not a veteran, and you
Got dismissed because you weren't allowed to have the jab.
that's right, because you refused it
He's going to reinstate you and have an apology letter sent from the United States government.
with back pay.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, can you
Where's
imagine?
my back pay?
Yeah, yeah,
I got a monitor now. I need back pay from that jab.
You were forced into it.
I was forced into it. Otherwise, I couldn't work or keep my job. And I'm a single mom of two kids. I had no choice
You had
to
no
get
choice.
it.
Yeah,
And they didn't either. They had to have it to go back to school.
yeah.
They were forced to get it too.
Well, I think that the future is going to change a few things, and when I say future, I'm talking about like maybe this afternoon.
What time does he sign all these orders? I think there's over 100.
Exactly.
You know, it was actually, like you said earlier in a different show, it was actually really good that he had a 4-year lull because he went in the first time. Now he knows how to go in and kick some ass.
Well, I was thinking today that 4 years ago he was learning what the office was all about. Well,
8 years
eight
ago.
years ago, yeah. 4 years ago he learned what not to do,
Correct.
and now he can go in and do it right.
And now he's got some House and
Yes.
Senate and whatever, everybody else on his
Yeah,
side. So
as
it's a
long
little
as they'll work
different.
with him,
Yeah.
things will change. If they don't work with him, they'll be out on the next election.
It's going to be amazing to see what happens in the next few months. I wouldn't even say,
I don't
I
think
wouldn't
it'll
even
be long.
say years.
It's starting now. I mean, it's
Even talked about rebranding the Gulf of Mexico again to the Gulf of America.
Gulf of America. Well, more American territory surrounds the Gulf than Mexican.
Drill, baby, drill.
But,
He kept
yeah,
saying it today.
Yeah. Can you imagine gas back down to what it was when he was president? What was it,
189?
189.
189.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a picture of it.
Uh,
No,
yeah,
I can't. I
it would
can't
be
imagine for it because we've been so long without it. But we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah. What an economic boost just that alone would be. But President Biden on his way out the door,
Had to pull a stupid move, didn't
yeah, he warmed up that pen and he gave some pardons to people like Fauci. And they weren't even pardons, they were preemptive pardons just in case Trump was going to do some kind of political thing, which only a guilty mind would think of because
That
he was
man-
doing it for the last 4 years.
he? He has blood on his hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the reason why 6 of my 8 cardiologists said that I'm sick and the way I am. He might have saved some lives, but he also ruined a few in the process.
He ruined a lot.
But you got some information.
I
on-
have some information. Well, first I want to say, one of the interesting things, I'm gonna sound now like I'm taking Biden's side.
What?
It's gonna sound like that for a minute. I am not taking Biden's side.
I was about ready to say, do I have to leave?
No. It's just gonna sound that way for a second, but then we're gonna clarify.
All right.
So I got some stuff written down here in front of me because a lot of people are currently discussing that Biden preemptively pardoning people is a new precedent that we have to be careful of. The truth is, it's not a new thing, and in fact, let me look at this here. George Washington, in 1794, issued pardons to participants of the Whiskey Rebellion, even before some were formally charged, aiming to quell the insurrection and promote national unity. I can understand promoting national unity for doing something like that. I'm not thrilled with the idea of, like the Minority Report movie where they see what somebody might do, so they take action against them
Why didn't
beforehand.
Trump do this before he left office?
I think because Trump was a little more honest and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, but can you think of all of the less headaches he would have had the last several years if he just went ahead and pardoned his whole family in the 10th hour or ninth hour like this idiot did? He knew that he was 10 minutes away from being somewhere else, and it's almost like someone just shoved it in his face and said, "Oh, you forgot this on your way out the door."
Oh, that might have been it. That might have
Yeah.
been exactly it. But you know what? I'm glad Trump didn't do it, because we got to see what the left was doing, drumming up every charge they possibly could to attack him. So,
He won't go out that way this time.
no, this time's going to be different. But,
Yeah.
I just mentioned George Washington, but then President Andrew Johnson, following the Civil War, granted sweeping pardons to former Confederate officers and military personnel, many of whom had not been prosecuted, as part of his Reconstruction efforts. I can see that too. I can see pardoning. Let's get the war was over. Let's move forward as a country. So I could see that too. What do you think?
First of all, besides Hunter, who obviously deserves whatever he has coming to him, who else in the Biden family's really been affected, or could they come after?
Well, I think it goes through their entire family
Really?
through Hunter's laptop. So
You bring up a good point there.
by pardoning, going back and forward 11 years.
But that says something. I'm sorry, that raised a huge red flag for me.
Oh, of course it said something. It says he's guilty. Otherwise, he wouldn't need a pardon. But anyway, Gerald Ford in 1974 preemptively pardoned former President Nixon for any crimes he committed or may have committed during his presidency with the Watergate thing. And let me just go, how many more? One more. Jimmy Carter. In 1977, President Carter issued a blanket pardon to Vietnam War draft evaders, absolving them of any offenses related to draft evasion. That I don't agree with.
No.
But he did it. And anyway, the point is that preemptive pardoning is not necessarily new. However, there's some interesting information that goes along with that, because many people now are saying, they've been pardoned. There's nothing we can do. Like Hunter's laptop, he was pardoned. Fauci's been pardoned. All these other people that have been pardoned, there's nothing we can do anymore. And, we need investigations and all that kind of stuff. And I agree we need investigations into it, because I don't think it was done honestly.
No.
However, if you look it up, you will find, if you ask the question, I should start with is, if you ask the question, does a federal president pardon absolve you of all criminal activity, period? And the answer is no.
And this is where it gets good.
Yeah. And I'll just read the from this right here. It says, no, a federal presidential pardon does not clear state charges.
So what state's going to go after Fauci? Please, Ron, if you're listening to this, give him a shout out.
Well, Ron would be the one.
I know. He would be the only one to go, well, no, maybe some up north, red states. What do you think?
Yeah, but the most outspoken the entire time
Has been Ron.
has been Ron DeSantis of Florida. And
You're
so
right.
so
Ron, you got your moment. You got to go and do this.
this would catapult him.
Yep.
You
Go
know?
after Fauci's state, what?
Yeah.
State level. Let's do
Fauci
it.
and
go
the
for
others.
Hunter, too.
And Hunter. Yeah.
Why stop there? Let's keep going.
All of them. So it says right here that the President of the United States has the power to grant pardons only for federal offenses, as outlined in Article 2, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution. State charges fall under the jurisdiction of state governors or clemency boards, depending on the state laws. For example, if someone is convicted of a federal crime, a presidential pardon can absolve them of that conviction. If they are convicted of a state crime, they would need clemency from the governor of the state where that occurred. So, no, these guys aren't completely in the clear
No.
if somebody on a state level is willing to stand up.
Trump needs to make some phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Yeah.
he going to put this under investigation? I didn't see if he did or not.
I don't know if he's going. He mentioned it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to. But the fact of the matter is that they don't even have to change anything on a federal level to move forward with this if they bring it to a state level.
Ron, you have your big moment. And I would love you forever if you went for Hunter and Fauci.
And Fauci. And
So they can never do anything, well, especially Fauci, like that again.
yeah.
Those were some of the worst years for a lot of people's lives.
And, you know.
And people are still dealing with it, the after effects. Hello.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You know. And sadly, along with you, you know, they say this side effect that you have, the myocarditis and the congestive heart failure, is a very rare side effect.
Bull. And those statistics, if you look, I'm going to agree with the doctors. Those are from 2021 and 2022. Go and redo research and have it current for 2023, 2024, because that's when
Everything started to hit.
Doctors are starting to say, cardiologists, and I'm talking about cardiologist doctors that are in their 30s all the way to their 60s, are saying the same thing.
Yes.
There's no generational gap here with this.
Right. And so if it is a very rare side effect, I currently know, along with you, probably off the top of my head real quick, 6 other people with the same issues, and some that aren't here anymore.
I've talked to 52 personally in the last few weeks that have reached out to me on social media platforms, whether they had a loved one that died or they're going through the same thing I am.
Right.
And they had to have an open heart surgery.
But do you know each of these people personally?
No, they reached
but
out through me through social
right,
media.
But what I'm saying is, I personally, within my
That's amazing.
small circle,
That's insane.
I know at least 6 people right now that have come forward that their doctors have confirmed to them, just like yours has to you, that there's some side effects from the jab that is now known, and it's not so rare. They're saying it's rare, but I can't know that many people in my personal circle
It's
and it
not.
to be rare.
When I was in the hospital in ICU over here at Advent, there was 3 other people that were going through the same thing that I was going through, and they actually came over. And I'm talking about between 37 years old and 52.
Yeah, and that's
And
the age group of the people
this is
that
the
I
age
know.
group, and then not only that, you got the young boys, males especially, that play high school sports,
Right.
that were dropping dead of cardiac issues due to what people thought was because of the jab, and now some of them that go down with myocarditis and
Yeah.
that can't play football or sports because of it, and it's really out there. I mean, I was keeping track of it for a while, I still am, and we're going to talk about this on a podcast soon.
And interestingly enough, the precursor that some people get, you got pneumonia, right? And people are taking it just as a pneumonia and not looking further.
And it's so hard because pneumonia has the same side effects as myocarditis, and unless you have the lab work and you actually have an echo, which is expensive,
Right.
even with insurance, you're not going to catch it. And that's why mine was left untreated, just like so many others. And so many others are not as fortunate as I was. I was damn near death's door, 20% of heart function, but some people, we just saw a couple weeks ago, heart exploded.
Right.
She wasn't so lucky.
Right.
So,
Well,
scary.
It's a scary thing, and Fauci needs to pay for it because, you know, this will prevent you from getting the virus. This will help lessen the effects of the virus. This will protect other people from getting the virus if you get the jab. The jab did none of that, and then people got multiple boosters and still got
the turbo cancers too.
Yeah,
Don't forget about
the
those.
turbo cancers.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm going to do? I'm
Yeah.
going to go, actually, I have to go back to Mayo tomorrow to see the cardiologist. Maybe I should ask them for a note or something. I'm going to send it to Ron DeSantis' office and say, hey, we need to get on this. Somebody needs to be held accountable, and Fauci's your guy.
Well, yeah, if they're willing to
If
actually
they're
put
willing,
it on paper.
Well, well, they have to. If I ask them,
Yeah.
why do you think I was diagnosed with this? I have 6 out of the 8 that are telling me that. They're going to have to put on paper for disability or something anyway, so might as well.
Well, true that.
Yeah.
True that.
I got an appointment on February 10th. That's the other thing. I haven't been able to work since the first week of December. I don't have an income coming in, and It's crazy that I have to wait until February 10th was the first available appointment they had for disability. What do people do?
With the Social Security office?
Yeah.
Or yeah,
Yeah.
really?
And then you have to wait 260 something days before you get anything if you're approved for it. What is that? What do
Uh,
Americans do for 10 to 12 months, especially parents that are by themselves and raising two kids? This is
yeah, this
crazy.
is this
It's
is
crazy.
especially in an obvious situation.
Fauci needs to cash me a check.
Well,
I'm so mad at him. I'm so mad at all of them for the
yeah.
way that all this.
And I mean, let's be honest, but let's be doubly honest. Trump started the whole jab program,
Yeah.
brought Fauci in and all of that kind of stuff. But I believe he was surrounded by people that were telling him stories, and as he was not a doctor, is not a doctor, he believed what his advisors told him.
Yeah.
But
I'm
some
not
of the
going to blame him
advisors,
because he wasn't the one with the mandatory, like it was everybody else that was on that CDC board that
Yeah.
was pushing this. I don't think it was him.
and, well, it wasn't him. He
No.
was doing what he
And
was
if
told.
China doesn't make friggin' shit out of labs anymore moving forward, I don't know why that's not banned. Why are they still allowed to produce shit? You heard on the news a few weeks ago that they were producing another virus. Can they stay out of the damn labs there? Like something needs to be, CDC
Well,
needs to get on
well,
them.
You know who's funding the lab? Mr. Fauci's organization.
Oh, come on. Ron,
Yeah.
get with me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he
Are
was
you
founding it.
serious?
He was funding it. The Wuhan lab. Yeah. What is it? National Health.
Oh, how friggin' convenient.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never knew that. Oh, now, can we sue the Wuhan lab for the shit that everyone's going through now?
Well, China won't pay anything, but
I actually had people that reached out to me on a class action lawsuit regarding this thing we're talking about.
well, there should be a class action lawsuit,
Yeah.
and it should be a big one.
Well, if
And
he's going to give it to all of the servicemen who got kicked off, I don't know why he can't give something to everybody who couldn't work and was forced to get it too. I'm just going to throw that out there. I
Well,
mean, we
you know-
all had to lose our jobs if we didn't get it. So people that were running scared like me, especially that during that time when you were not getting jobs and it was very hard to find jobs, you weren't going to leave your job.
no, no, and
Yeah.
and to his credit, and to him, I'm talking about Trump. He thought, because of what his advisors were telling him, that he was doing the right thing.
Right.
He now knows it wasn't the right thing. So now,
We got Kennedy now.
yes, and on purpose.
We got dyes already being canceled and like all of this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This
Yeah.
is going to be awesome. The Kellogg's moms are going to go nuts. Did you see that they've been trying to
Yeah.
pass those laws to get all those dyes in the kids' food that have been causing kids cancers and things,
Right.
removed and stuff. And I'm all for it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever makes America healthier again.
Well, that's where we need to go, right?
Yeah.
We need to take actual steps. I'm full free market person. I'm a full capitalist idea of but if you know something is harmful, then it can't be done.
No.
We have to take steps. Like, I mean, look what with the whole smoking thing and the vaping thing, the steps that were taken for that. We need to take steps with other things. So I'm very happy to see that these dyes are being removed and all of that. The only problem is now we won't have a red M&M. And I was told once that red M&Ms make women pregnant. So maybe
I
we'll
thought the
have-
green ones were special. I thought there was something fantastic about the green one. She was always the hot, sexy M&M, that came out with the white boots. Do you remember that?
maybe that's
The red M&M. I've never
maybe
even
the
noticed.
maybe the green one causes infidelity and the red one causes pregnancy. I don't
My
know.
ex would say that. You must have had a couple of those.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know, but yeah,
It'd
that's
be
what
interesting.
that's what they used to say. Things could get real interesting. So the reason for this special, I told you show was to let you know that although there are federal pardons, they don't hold up on a state level. So states can still go for the criminal actions and all of the other things that the federal
So
cannot.
if Trump files an investigation or has an investigation launched into this, I don't really think anything can happen.
Except for the states might be able to use that evidence in their cases.
What do you mean?
So if the federal government comes up with information that shows, yes, Fauci was
Oh,
guilty
okay, I see
of
what
something,
you're
but
saying.
they can't move forward with it,
They'll call Ron and say, "Come on in."
the state can take that evidence and say, hey, look what
Ron
you did.
and Trump are good buds now, so
Yes.
hey, that's
so
on
they
him.
they can But Ron can only do it as far as Florida is concerned. So people in the state of Florida
I'll be sitting
would
on this doorstep.
would
I'll be
be,
sitting on the doorstep.
but other governors that have a backbone could take that information, move forward, and it could become a countrywide class action
Gavin,
suit.
you want to run for president? Let's do something right.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you're going down in flames right now, literally.
No, that's okay. No, not okay for the people, but okay for him because
Yeah.
I don't want
No,
to see
it's
him on any
horrible.
ticket. Yeah, no.
He's not going to get a ticket after this. He's done.
Yeah,
He's
well-
done. If he can't control wildfires in California, he don't need to run our country. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Sadly, yes, I can because it would just be California, zoomed in.
I'm really hoping that all of these people that just got TikTok back and all these people that are going to be financially better off and all of these things are going to happen, they remember who did it. And it wasn't the blue side, it was the red side that's coming. And especially with TikTok, thousands, hundreds, thousands, millions of people on that, both sides of the party. And he made your income come back if you're an influencer. If you had your jobs on there, if you were selling stuff on there. Trump's the one who put that in place. The knucklehead who doesn't know what day of the week it was letting that shit go.
Right.
I hope everyone remembers that.
Well, people have short memories, but there is a caveat to it, and it is that TikTok has to be bought by an American company or
Trump
run
will
by
make
an
that
American.
happen. I'm not even concerned.
Well, I know that if you ever watch Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, he's offered to buy it. He's got a conglomerate of people that have enough money that have offered to buy TikTok and make it an American-run company. So,
as long as the algorithm stays the same, it's pretty cool. I went on Red Note. Oh, I wanted to kill. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was like I took it right off my phone right away. I'm like, first of all, it's all in Chinese. You got a couple American people that popped up on your algorithm, but it was horrible. I'm not going to hold you. And I really hope that whoever buys it keeps it basically the way it is. It's running real smooth.
oh well, they got all the
Trump
algorithms,
knows
everything.
somebody. Elon's going to buy it. Who knows?
Well,
That was a possibility.
maybe he's part of the conglomerate. I don't
love
know.
seeing Elon
But-
with him all day. Have you been watching any of the inauguration before this? It's been awesome. He's
Oh.
right behind him every clip.
He is, but I got to say with Elon, I'm a big space.
I would have rather
person.
bought TikTok than X.
Well, TikTok wasn't in trouble at the
I
time.
hate X.
But I'm a big space person,
Yeah, me too.
and my full name is Alan Shepard Lowe. So Alan Shepard was America's first astronaut. I was born May 5th, 1961, the day he went up. So
There's a lot of history there.
there's a lot of history there, and the story goes on from there. But so watching the other day the booster rocket
Yeah.
come down and land in that clamp on that tower.
It's amazing to me.
I mean, NASA's been doing this
Do you
since
have
the
this-
60s.
Do you have the Star Walk app?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm in North Carolina and I'm up in the mountains and I use that Star Walk app, that is something amazing. And you can even see Elon's satellites and stuff up there.
Satellites,
It's
yep.
so cool.
Yep. And
But no,
I watched a train of the satellites go by several months ago, but just boom, 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 and they just.
You have a
kinda went
telescope?
by. I saw it with my eyes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's done some amazing things. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Fantastic things.
Yeah.
Fantastic things. So, not everybody likes everybody.
No. We know that from earlier.
Well, yeah. If you haven't watched the show that recently came up on the Hot Take with Chrissy about the FPC football,
A lot of controversy. We're just going to keep it going.
yeah, you need to go and take a look
We
at
already
that.
had
'Cause it's
over almost
amazing.
1,000 views. It wasn't even an hour they're on. So, and that's only on one platform. It went.
Yeah,
to
and it's everywhere.
Alan,
so.
what platforms are we on now? Let everybody know.
What platforms we're on?
Yeah.
We are on Facebook. We're on the Flagler Voice Facebook page, the Flagler Voice Group Facebook page, and of course all of our individual pages there as well. We're also on TikTok as the Flagler Voice Podcast Studio. We're on Rumble. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're soon to be on iTunes. We have our website, which is flagler-voice.com. And we're going to keep adding to the repertoire.
So can you imagine how many people just saw that show? Already 1,000 people in an hour watched it on Facebook Plus, and that's
Plus
like
all
Facebook.
the other places, yeah.
So yeah, well, you talk
It's
about
gonna blow up.
controversial stuff, and the one comment I want to throw this out here. The one comment, they have families. Can you not have a podcast about this? We all have families, sir, with all due respect. Yeah, no, it needs to come out.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the best one. I saved that. I'm going to share that later with my Facebook fans. There's some that are golden.
Well, everybody, I appreciate you zooming in, and I'm the sponsor of this show, so I'm going to run my commercial.
Woohoo!